Hey guys, it's Aviation. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're here at Salamze for the Just Flight Piper Tomahawk. Now this aircraft, of course, is a single-engine low-wing cantilever monoplane with a T-tail and enclosed cabin for two, fixed tricycle landing gear, powered by a Lycoming O235 four-cylinder piston engine. Now, it was Piper's attempt to create an affordable two-seat trainer competing with Cessna's 150, 152 in that sort of vicinity. Now, the other two trainers, of course, were designed to spontaneously fly out of a spin. The Tomahawk aerofoil addressed this requirement by making a specific pilot input necessary to recover from spins, allowing pilots to develop proficiency in dealing with spin recovery. Really, actually kind of useful. First introduced in 1978, and it was produced through to 1982. So 4 years there. 2,400, nearly 2,500 were produced. Now, the 81, 82 models were Tomahawk 2s, which had improved cabin heating and windshield defrosters, larger 6-inch wheels and tyres for greater prop ground clearance, and a couple of other bits and pieces, including elevator trim improvements, thrust vector, and some other bits and pieces. And that is the thrust vector of the engine, not that it could thrust vector. Don't confuse the two. Now, this aircraft, of course, from Just Flight, very much anticipated as much as almost the Fallout series' second season. It's an accurately modelled aircraft from Just Flight, as they've always had. 8K textures here, PBR rendering, high detail normal mapping, all the things we expect. Typical sales blurb. The cockpit, high detail apparently, with everything modelled. We have a full EFB we'll look at in the sim. GPS options. We have IFR capable avionics with everything we need for that. Support for the PMS-50 and TDI GTN-XI units. Paper checklist support, including custom checklist support. Now, in terms of systems, we have a fully coded fuel system, electrical system, and carb heat and primer systems. Interactable walk-around mode, wear and tear that affects components, failures that can be generated naturally, and it supports the interactive checklist system. Full native WY sound system, full different interior sounds. Now, we do have, of course, here a bunch of liveries, loads of these here, including one that can support your custom tail number 2, and a PSD paint kit available. Okay, now we have all that run through. Let's go take a look at the aircraft, shall we? Right, I will turn off my electronics because they are on by accident automatically. We'll go outside here. Now, of course, Just Flight aircraft, very detailed model. Beautiful, in fact. If I'm a little off today, I do apologise. This had to come out on the day right as I was releasing the Tornado video, and right as I have a massive sinus headache, so I'll do my best. These tie-downs and chocks will hold you back if you try to drive away, by the way. Lovely detail, as expected. Very small plane, but nicely detailed. Right, let's go interior, shall we? Now, checklists are here. They're controlled with this switch here, the music high-low switch there. Now we've got all our tie-downs, chocks, tow bars. Lovely. Okay, so we'll do our walk around, and in doing so, we'll put the wear rate on. There we go. We can set our rate. So we'll take off the chocks, tie-downs, tow bar, and pitot covers, and we'll go do our walk around here. So we'll start here. Now, chocks have been removed, already done that. Check tyre condition. Okay, prop check. Looking good. Fuel drain. Water quantity 0%. Good. There we go. And gear strut check. Let's click on that. Nice. Condition. So it tells the condition of the parts that we have here. Of course, checking the pitot head there. If you can't reach a click spot for something, you can, in fact, click on the thing, and it will check it. Fuel strain. That's over there somewhere on the Piper. We've done that one already because I'm an idiot. So we'll check our flap. Check the aileron. Check the fuel quantity. All good. Everything's looking good and proper there. Check our antennas as well. Looking good. Everything's as it should be. Looking good. Very A2A systems in this one, of course. Or in terms of what we have, the walk around, which is nice to see. Okay, looking good there. No problemo. And that is everything checked for our walk around. Fantastic. So we've got our various modes ready to take off, ready for start, cold and dark. We can set our instrumentation we want in the aircraft, of course. We can set our various things here. Now, if I wanted to have the GPSs in here, I believe we've got GPS dual. We've got the 530 option only. We have PMS. We have TDS. We have no GPSs at all. And we have dual as options there. You want an ADF? We could turn the old coffee grinder. You want an OBS head? We can have that. We want state saving on? We can. We'll put everything on because everything's fun. Turn the yokes off? Absolutely. Close the doors? I can. Or I can unlatch it and open it. At least I think I can. There we go. So to close it, you click and drag. Pull the latch in. Nice and easy. Now, with all the things taken off the aircraft, you'll notice them all stowed back here. We can click on these to put them back on the aircraft. So otherwise, we are basically pre-flighted, ready to get going. So let's go through our checklists here and we'll get ourselves running. We'll use the interactive system just because it's going to be easiest to basically do this. We obviously have the default just flight systems. So we have notes, we have settings, TOD calculators, checklists, which are here. So before starting engine, cabin doors locked and latched. Yes, they're done. Overhead latch is engaged. Overhead latch is engaged. Okay. Seats adjusted and locked. They are done. Belts adjusted and fastened. Done. Circuit breakers are all in. I forget where the Piper keeps those, but I'm going to take a wild guess they're right under here. They're all in. Parking brake is in fact set. There we go. Confirm set. Carburetor heat is full off. That's already, I know, to be off. Fuel selector to desired tank. We'll use left. Okay, that is set there. So next checklist will be to engine starting. So prime is required. Throttle 1/4 inch open. Okay, I'm not sure why my mixture is actually staying. I do have this mapped on my quadrant, so it should be moving. For some reason, it's not, so we'll establish why that is another time. So those are good there. Priming we'll do in a second. Master to on. Electrical fuel pump to on. Mixture full rich. Engine start to engage. We'll do that now. Not a very complicated aircraft to start. Fuel pump to off. Those are done. Pressures are looking good and coming up into the right ranges. So these should all be covered. We didn't use the primer at all. Didn't need it at all. Because that's engine starting. So after engine start, no, when hot, sorry, these are when flooded. We're starting engine with external power source, all very useful. Warm up, throttle to 800 to 1200 RPM. So we'll get that up there. We're actually about 1000, so that's perfect for us right now. We'll leave it there. Taxiing is radios on. They are, alternators are on as well. Brakes checked. We'll check steering and braking and taxi area clear. And the rest of these we'll leave for now because they're not necessary for us to test the aircraft out. So we're here at Salamze, or Salamze Z. Salam Z. Salam Z. I know it's Z as in like C, so it's Z. Yeah. Salam Z. Sorry. Either way, yoke back on here. Parking brake will be disengaged. And we'll advance the throttle. Let me turn on my head. Get us turned around there. We'll taxi out to runway and get ourselves ready to rock here. Very easy to see lots of things in this aircraft. Tons of visibility. But you are very small, as we previously mentioned. It's very much a thing. Okay. So we've got our procedures and things. We're looking for about 63 knots indicated before we rotate, which as we look here will be just after our second white line there. And we're looking for 70 on our, or 68-ish on our final approach, so just under that third white line for our approach speeds. Those are really useful to remember so that we know that going forwards when we're not quite able to look at a sheet of numbers. But otherwise, steering is good, brakes are working, controls are free and unobstructed. So we're ready to rock and roll here. So we'll take off 1 notch of flaps as we taxi around the corner. So far, I'm liking what Just Flight have created. It's simple, it is elegant, but it's got tons of rich features. And if you notice from the tablet, which we'll have a quick look at here, the actual aircraft doesn't have an autopilot, but just like a lot of the Flying Iron aircraft, where they have a comfort autopilot, we have a comfort autopilot here that can hold nav, heading, alt, nice and easy. Okay? It's a little thing, but it makes a big difference to comfort, because if you want to be able to take a break, grab a cup of tea, or go to the bathroom, you can. Okay, lining up here. Airspeed is alive. Looking good. Speed's coming up nicely. Very passive on the takeoff roll, which is what I'd expect from a Piper. A little early there, but not too much. Climb out is very stable and very gentle. Not asking too much from me at all. A little sluggish on trim response, I'm noticing. But I'm guessing that's going to be to do with the mushy T-tail. A lot of these T-tail equipped aircraft do have a tendency, and I know the Arrow 4 can do this. Because the tail is out of the actual airflow, the trim could be super ineffective. So you'll find you're trimming a lot in these T-tailed aircraft, and that's really authentic in terms of a feeling. To get that kind of mushy, not quite as effective as you'd want it to be, trim feeling. Oh, nose up there, so we'll pull our flaps in here. We'll gain some altitude. Try and keep our nose down because it's trying to push it too high. Losing a little speed there. We're at 50, so we're actually too slow. Takes a while for that trim to have any effect. Okay. Why am I on right? I selected left on the fuel tank, didn't I? Okay. So we'll go up, and while she gets some altitude here, we'll do a spin. And see what she does. I'm going to put ourselves into a difficult spot. We'll get over the lake and we'll do it where we've got a bit more altitude, but I want to climb before that point because I'd like some altitude to be able to get out of this without making a hash of things. Do we get a difference in sound when we pop open the... We do. Nice. What happens if I pop this? You can already hear the sound in the engine notes. It won't let me open the door in the wind, but... That's corrected that matter. Nice. Everything behaving as it should. Okay, checklist, by the way, down here. So you can pull up your various different charts if you want to run paper charts. Alternate air sources there. Everything working as it should be. That's a mountain. Don't fly into those. They're bad for your health. Yes, the Germans and the Austrians all corrected me after the last video I filmed here where I was pronouncing it wrong, and I'm pretty positive it's Salamze. Salamze, like choose. Salamze. Salamze. Sorry, Salamze. Because lake is Z. Z-E-E. Means lake. Okay, so in a little bit here, we'll put ourselves into a climb attitude. And I'm going to power back here. And let us stall and spin. Okay. Okay, we just pulled out that one quite easily, actually. Wasn't anywhere near as dramatic as I was hoping it'd be. Of course, I didn't really give it much manual input other than it was already throttled back. So we'll do a power on one to try and get it to bite harder. Because that was a power off stall into a spin, so it was really passive pulling out. So we'll climb here. And we'll just pull the nose up and let it bleed off speed. A lot of airframe rattle before you get the horn, which is realistic. A little bit of rudder to give us a bit of a higher angle of attack on one of those wings. There she goes. And we pull out nice and easy. Oh, wrong way I'm trimming. I was just trimming the wrong direction. Now I'm using a trim on my yoke rather than the actual trim wheel. Push that nose. Right. Okie dokie. Looking good there. Nice and stable here. She just trimmed out very nicely once you got her trimmed. She'll hold that pretty well. But getting to it can sometimes be a little bit hectic, especially when climbing. So there's our runway. We're going to rotate round up the valley here and come in, take a right-hand turn. So it's not going to be... Well, actually, I suppose I could come in back the way we'd just come. Because we're already up on kind of across from where we'd want to be. So we'll just fly up here. We'll do a U-turn. It won't be a proper pattern, but that's absolutely fine. We'll just come back in from a base to final approach. Can get a little hairy when you've got valleys, but this is quite wide. And we could technically have done a full box pattern, but I don't want to faff you guys around and waste time. So, interesting thing of pricing. This is available on the marketplace straight away and Just Flight's own website, and there will be other retailers, I believe. Interesting thing. Marketplace, $34.99 sterling. £35. $29.99 on Just Flight's own website. So if you don't mind downloading from their website and installing updates manually, it is £5 cheaper from their site. The marketplace and its convenience costs you £5, which is quite a drastic difference. Okay. We're going to allow this thing to, so we're under flap speed. I'm going to put out all full flaps here. And I'm going to let it act like an air brake here. I'm going to put that back to 1 notch, 21 degrees of flaps. And I'm going to just trim us here on this 1 notch for our base to final. And slow us down to about, we are 70. Cool, 70 is what we want for our approach. And we're losing altitude very nicely. I'm going to actually decrease that power-wise to get us down further. To build some speed up, but we'll lose that on a final approach. Actually, we'll go full flaps here. I need to burn off this speed. The flap drag behavior is very nice. I've got airspeed to do this. But this amount of flap should look at how much it's eating my speed away. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Right. We'll aim our nose down here. Little power, just to keep some airflow. Speed up. Now, with a lot of full flaps, pulling away from this isn't going to be too fantastical. Because full flaps in a 152, I can guarantee you for sure, is a commitment to land. Going around on full flaps can be very difficult. So, whilst often checklists for takeoff and landing can say full flaps for this or that, if it's a shorter field, you will not necessarily go full flaps, because the chance of it biting you, and I'm way too slow here, the chance of it biting you and not being able to go around is very high. So, I've never flown one of these in real life, so let's keep my own reference there. Touchdown, nice. Little floaty, admittedly, but not awful. I'm not used to where I'm referencing in the Tomahawk, so I floated a tad, but we had plenty of runway for it. And not the most put together approach, but anything you can try fly away from, or walk away from, or get in the car and drive home with will do. That's me trying to exit too quickly. What do I think? I think for the price, it is exactly what I'd expect in terms of systems and functionality and features. 30, 35 is really what we look for in ballpark in terms of once we're hitting more and more systems. You have state saving, you have full failures, you have systems depth, you have customization, you have support for the GPS third-party systems, and you have, of course, that. You know the reason why my mixture wasn't working? I was operating the wrong mixture. I was using the mixture for my second engine. So, there you go. That would be why. My throttle quadrant set up for twin. What do I think of the camera angle being so balky? There we go. I think this is a lovely little aeroplane. It's very niche. It's a two-seat trainer. It's not very fast. It has no autopilot on it other than the comfort one. It's beautifully made, really well done. It's a really nice difference to a 152. But at the end of the day, it's still a Piper Tomahawk. They are a fan favorite, but it's still a trainer. It's not an exciting trainer, but it's a good trainer. So, well worth it if you want this kind of plane. Thanks for watching. Bye.